Fish Shack.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Liubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim-flam sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another road edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, coming to you live today from one of the favorite stops on the Lunchbox tour, Even Keel Fish Shack, Lauderdale by the Sea, a gorgeous Chamber of Commerce, or Visit Lauderdale Day, as we say it. It's Visit Lauderdale is our local Convention and Visitors Bureau, and it is Boat Show Week, and I'm joined by Jeff Defo DeForest, Mike Liubie Lubitz. We've got a special guest in the back, Larry Marks, OG
He's photobombing the show.
It's okay. I don't mind. He brought chocolate bells.
All right.
That's going to be the bonus for dessert.
As long as he didn't bring Skyline chili. Sarni says enough already. Should there be a 3-month moratorium of Mayo mentioning Skyline chili on the show? People, who's in favor? Say yes on the chat line. Enough already with this.
Let's get us loaded on Let's Eat, and then we
Surf's up. Where's your surfboard? What are you talking about?
We could throw it to a full vote of the House. Hopefully we won't get the same result.
Who is this guy that they brought in? My God.
I don't want. I want to start drinking because the whole
Is
world.
that the Big Johnson? Who is that that they brought in there? Unbelievable.
Well, a guy named Mike Johnson from Louisiana, and
I would be much happier if it was Jimmy Johnson. That's for sure. And the Big Chill.
Loaded. Oh, I think I figured out the problem here. Here we go. So anyway, Defo.
Hello.
What?
Now, there are plenty of distractions, Mayo.
I am very distracted.
Well, it was so funny is even on the days it was like warm outside, it's always a great time. But when the weather gets like this, there's no better place in the freaking planet than to be sitting here at Even Keel Fish Shack.
Yes, and this is true. And here we are. We are up and running on the Let's Eat group.
Is this young lady a guest on the show?
Makes me feel complete and whole.
It's like she's been working
We've
out.
got our cocktails.
What are you in there? You got a real foo-foo drink there.
This
What
is
that?
called a Tokyo Blue. Again, we're starting a little bit later now. The 1 p.m. post time means when we come to places such as Even Keel, they've got the frozen drink machine up and running.
Yes.
And this one is a vodka drink, a flavored vodka drink with some sort of passion fruit and some blueberries and a little piece of mint.
Perfect for the mood you've been in the last couple of weeks. This should just take the edge off what has been a very petulant Mayo lately. Yeah.
So,
you don't have to tell everyone.
and you've got yourself a little cocktail.
I got a little Tito's and grapefruit, one of my favorites. I know you say grapefruit's no good for the gout, but it hasn't really impacted me. Yeah.
Don't misconstrue.
Oh, it doesn't go well with that other medication I have.
It'll kill you instantly. If you're on Lipitor and you have grapefruit, that's the one thing they tell you. Do not eat grapefruit. Do not drink grapefruit juice.
I'm not on Lipitor, though. I'm on some other thing.
Well, as long as you're not on Lipitor. Are you on a statin drug?
Some kind of statin,
I would kind of avoid the grapefruit.
I love that Mayo goes on the list.
Well, he knows every disease and every medication.
What about that one? Are you on this? I'm on this.
He's gargling with Ozempic.
Being a veteran caregiver of 2 parents and now now my mom, but
you don't have to explain your hypochondria.
I've learned all the different medical contradictions or contraindications they call it.
You're off the hook,
I'm nuts.
Never mind.
You are nuts.
Get the medication. This is my medication today.
Yeah, you
Look,
got this beautiful
the
drink here.
weather's freaking amazing. That's
Even
my
Keel.
medication.
Well, why didn't you bring your surfboard though? You see the wind is kicked up.
Yeah, it's nice.
You could have gone right in off the pier and gone like in the middle of the pier here on Commercial Boulevard. Only like a 20-yard walk, and then you're right in the ocean.
Because I am a land-loving Jew, and I like to skirt on the periphery of the ocean. So I took my walk of life this morning. I did my 4 miles earlier today along the Hollywood Broad Walk.
Oh, nice.
But it was a little bit tough out there today because not only was the sea very angry looking with those big swells and waves, and I imagine
dig that, though. I like
the red flags are up. There's possible riptides and. It
wasn't going to suck you into the water. Though.
Well, I'm not going in the water today. But what was happening when I made the turn and I started walking north, The wind was whipping out of the northeast. It was picking up the sand from the beach.
That's bad.
And it starts putting it in your eyes, and you think like you're Lawrence or Arabia or what Liubie was in the Sahara a couple of weeks ago.
Sunglasses.
I didn't bring any sunglasses. I was ill-equipped.
Yeah, they saved my ass. Someone else gave me sunglasses when I was in the Sahara, so I can't even imagine what the hell you were just dealing with.
It was stinging me. And I
Are
had
you
to,
with that guy with the cross over there? Is he with you?
Crouch like that. I've come. Came unattached today.
That man literally has a cross to bear. Look at that. He's in front of the souvenir shop there with a giant.
We're here,
Crucifix.
Lauderdale by the sea. Oh wait, is somebody saying repent?
No,
is the end here?
They're doing the standing.
Oh, he's just there with a
They picked
blank
the wrong
cross.
place.
Yeah.
No one here is going to give a damn.
I'm not
about
even
his
sure
cross.
what his message is.
He could stand right behind us. Now, is he?
Maybe he's with the construction crew. That's possible. Is that some kind of thing that they use to repair the street here?
Let's set the stage here.
I
Lauderdale
should
by
take
the
a
sea,
picture of-
Commercial
Wacky,
Boulevard, A1A. Our favorite place. I mean, you go right, just the block down is the actual surf, the beach, the pier that is in disarray. But there is no disarray here because we've got Brad in the house. He's going to be joining us later today.
Yes, there is a Brad sighting.
There is still a little bit of construction on this block, but that's of no concern to the even keel people because it's open.
Yeah, people are
and
finding their
it's
way
They're
here.
jamming in here right now.
easily accessible. The
Yeah.
parking lots are, just down the block.
A
north
shame to
and
lose
south.
those outdoor tables.
Yeah,
so
they do
that's a
lose
big
these
staple
tables
of
in
this
front.
place.
Supposedly
Yeah.
coming back. I don't see any workers today, which is a little bit of a.
that's
Every
kinda
time we
innocent,
come
yeah.
in, there's never work.
Last time there was.
No work being done.
Yeah,
A
they were
couple of rocks
hanging
are
out.
being moved. That's about it.
I guess it's lunch hour now. It's like the 1 to 2 is when they take. I see a big mound of gravel and rocks.
It looks like a road is sort of there.
I see pavers. That means that's a good sign. Eventually, going to put down the pavers.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the new sidewalk area. The beautification of.
They need to get this together soon. I mean,
Well,
they
It's
do.
sort of
The
annoying. You want to be for the season.
season
You
is
want the
upon us,
season.
my
Yeah,
friend. You want to be
the
sitting
season.
outside. They have a wonderful array of tables here. That was really the highlight of this place.
You know how government works. They say, "Oh, it's going to be done by the beginning of October."
They're pretty quick when they, snap up your,
Yeah,
writing a ticket at the parking meters here. I mean, if it turns to 2:01 and you're only good till 2:00, you got another 30 on the tab.
We'll take it up with City Hall. Meanwhile, I've got my Tokyo.
You didn't want to
Blue.
make that young lady's acquaintance?
Why are you trying to get me in
He's a
trouble?
very happy
I'm
person.
just
Very
saying.
happy
in
I'm
his
just
life
saying.
right
It's
now.
nice
Right
here.
now, he's happy in his
Yeah.
I'm
life.
enjoying the scenery. It is a beautiful day.
Beautiful.
This
It's an amazing
is a Visit Lauderdale day. And speaking of Visit Lauderdale,
I just have to know something, though, before we
What's
get
that?
started here. And then you can go into whatever you have to say. Did you text Brad that you hadn't had a stone crab in a long, long time and that he,
Did
he
you
have
send him
any
pictures of
does he have any
Delaware?
jumbos available that you might be able to sample today because you forgot what they taste like?
I let
You
Brad,
insufferable.
See, I think he's sending
Snore.
a picture of Delaware and saying,
Well, look what they
Question mark?
did. Yeah.
question mark?
I let
I
Brad.
see him cracking some stone crabs.
Like
I
the
let Brad
Colossus.
be Brad. I don't give him any. This is a man. He's a maestro of the kitchen,
It's so funny.
even keel, fish shack. He likes to celebrate seasonally. I did not lay any hints and say, "Boy, we got stiffed on stone crabs at one of our other shows early." We never got.
See,
Yeah,
there
you
you
throw
go.
Luke under the
There's
bus.
the sub-
You throw Luke's under the bus.
subliminal-
You
I
were
wasn't
supposed to have
naming
it
subliminal
twice.
bitterness
He
coming out.
lured us out there under the
The
guise
guy
of,
has
I
the
mean,
best food that you could
He gave us
possibly eat. He
lobster
goes
toast
back.
and lobster
Yeah.
mac. I mean,
Right,
he did his job.
and he gave us that jambalaya.
And
That
you're
was
bitching
good.
about two
You know what?
stone
I
crabs.
am the worst.
You are the worst.
I am the worst.
Worst.
Luke's
Holy
seafood is
crap.
great. And
Go
that's
see that guy with the
for the
cross. He's
West.
marching up and down now.
I better repent.
That looks
soon.
heavy. That
It's
thing.
like
Yeah.
a big cross.
He
There's a
could
guy
get like
lo-
a balsa wood version of it.
So
I guess it wouldn't hold up.
we've
anyway.
lost all control. You
Looks like
say
it's
often, Defo, that I need to bring a cut man to the show. Today I've got a bell
You
man.
have a corner man,
I
yeah.
have a corner man.
Yeah.
Larry brought again. This
I don't
was-
know if he can treat the cuts, but he looks like he can treat the appetite.
He
He brought some
he's a
Brooklyn
medicine
stuff.
man.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
got some stuff that you might enjoy.
He's a medicine
Oh,
man.
nice.
Yeah,
That's good.
very
But-
nice.
Larry again is in the biz. He's a server, and he can talk, I'm sure, about the horrors of tipping and stuff. But we're not going to do that. now.
Yeah, forget all
Keep him
that.
And he also grew up in my hood. He's a Mill Basin guy in Brooklyn. So
Very
we,
nice.
we like our Brooklyn boys. And again, this was a topic of discussion that he said, does anybody remember these bells? It was a baked good
Yeah, the
that you would
dessert bell.
find in the Jewish bakeries all over Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite bakery growing up? Did you go to Ebbinger's?
I don't remember. What was available there. But we had great places though. My mother, like I said, she's from old school Germany. And left there before the Holocaust. Fortunately, got out just in time with my grandfather, who opened up a fruit stand in the Bronx, and that was his business for a long time. And she was inclined to, get all that. I mean, it was more common than to stop in at the neighborhood bakery and
Every
the
block had
deli
a
and this
butcher, a
and that.
produce store,
yeah,
a
the individual
fishmonger,
guys.
a bakery.
And so, she brought a lot of that stuff home.
Have you ever, speaking of Germany, have you ever been on this stretch of commercial? There's a German
Ambry?
bakery. The Edelweiss Bakery.
Oh, no,
Actually
I haven't
called
been in there.
Edelweiss.
Yeah.
Larry was telling me that they've got a nice range of some breads and fresh baked, the crunchy breads and things that
Very,
I like.
very popular German restaurant, the Ambry, and then, of course, Old Munchkin, or whatever that is. Old Munchin. Cranking every night that I go by there.
Schrenker's Old Munchin is on.
That's on
up in
Atlantic,
Pompano.
yeah.
But down here is the Ambry, which I need to get into because they supposedly have some
Ambry's
really
good.
food.
I've eaten there.
Okay.
I liked it. Would it be an all-time go-to place? A lot of people love it. I think it's the greatest. I thought it was very good, and I would go back. And it was a favorable experience, I would have to say.
All good. Well, this whole stretch is just
it's
hopping
really
with
built up. It's really
activity,
nice.
plenty of options. But if you want the freshest and finest Florida seafood, you come here to Even Keel Fish Shack.
When you don't want the same old thing every time too. They have their standbys, which is great. But Brad's always good.
This is so different here. It's
our
phenomenal.
guy Timon and what they do at the Union Kitchen and Bar, where he does like to mix it up and he does like to throw different things at you, taking advantage of the area and the season.
Well, this place, again, they do all kinds of seasonal stuff. And Brad's going to bring out today the award-winning coconut pumpkin crab soup.
That's great.
Yeah, that was
nice. Was the People's Choice winner at last year's Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. And this ties in perfectly. Okay.
I like the way he has it like in a thermos when he comes down here.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's serious about it.
I did want to say this because Liubie and I had this guy on, and it's impossible to decide what's the top 5 this or best 5 restaurants. I mean, everybody has their stuff, which is fine. And you're going to leave somebody out that's very deserving and maybe include somebody that a lot of people don't care for. But if you were thinking about the top 5 bites of food that you could get in South Florida, one of my favorites is the first bite of the fish and chips that they do here at Even Keel Fish Shack.
And crisp and
it's one of those things like I can taste it when I start thinking about coming here, and that's always a good sign. So they have a lot of signature stuff here at Even Keel that is something you wouldn't normally anticipate from a place that you're thinking it looks like just an oyster bar.
If you told me like to limit it to 5 bites around the whole county, I don't know if I could do that.
I couldn't.
If it was 20, I could rattle off a whole bunch of things, including probably 3 bites here.
From here, yeah.
One of them, that clams carbonara dish.
Yes,
we
that
love
is so amazing.
That we had that last month.
I love
that. I love just their regular shucked oysters.
I was going to say the oysters are great.
Oysters are great. I was thinking about that.
And what's the other thing I love here? I do love the the swordfish. Like when he has that
swordfish
piece of swordfish
nice.
over that puree of sometimes it's like a I forget what the parsnip puree.
I know he does a
I
whole
tell
thing.
you what, the guy does a unique version of even a chicken Caesar, like the simplest of things.
He does the whole thing.
They elevate everything here. That's why we love him. Brad's going to be out later, but I wanted to say this is the perfect spot now. It is Boat Show Week. And this is a huge time of year.
Yes.
It's basically the unofficial start of season is when the boat show is in town, and that's down A1A at the Bahia Mar Complex, and they got boats set up all over the place. They actually are also over at the convention center. They've got things up and down that whole stretch along 17th Street and A1A. But this place and all the restaurants up and down the coastal strip here really feels the boom because
People
later on
the
boat show wraps up, about sunset, 5 o'clock, 5:30, and then everybody heads out up and over to these restaurants. So they're looking forward to a great, big, busy week.
Nice.
And so we want to welcome everybody who's maybe in from out of town. I don't know why you'd be watching this show or how you would find it.
Found
But
this.
I mean, they found
Come on, Mayo, that's a stretch.
Let's
welcome all the people that never
wide.
heard of us.
But
Let's
for
go far and
all
wide.
our regulars, let this be a warning. Don't come up and down A1A without it. If you're in a rush or if you're having any kind of medical emergency, I would definitely head over inland first because there's
join the crowd. Half the people here are having a medical emergency. I tell you what, the aroma, whatever this garlic, aroma that's coming out of the kitchen is absolutely tantalizing.
It is
Probably what Brad's doing
always
for us.
something good. And
Larry's
we've got.
getting out of here.
Oh, you leaving?
Oh, he's leaving.
You're not going to have the bells with us. You're not going to. Well, you already had the bell last night. He gave his verdict. We're going to eat some bells later. But thank you again. Thank you. He's got to go off to work or he's got other
He's gotta
things.
do
Yes.
his homework.
But we do
A
appreciate
real
You're
mitzvah
the
this
man.
guy
Thank
did
you, Larry.
today, coming all the way over
Thanks.
here. A real mitzvah, my friend. As in
He's
bar
a
mitzvah.
mensch, yes.
when I
Larry
cut
is a
into
mensch.
it and I take my first bites, and if I don't like it, I'm gonna just blame you and throw you under the bus too. So that's it.
Yeah.
Larry Marks, thank
Yeah,
you
we
for dropping
appreciate it.
by.
Thank you,
Thank
Larry.
you for
Be well,
delivering.
drive safe, okay?
They're in the refrigerator now because they need to stay at a nice cool temperature.
You don't want to
Larry,
incur the
thank you.
wrath of Mayo.
No.
The insufferable,
Yeah, 'cause he's
condescending
incessant,
wrath.
exactly. 'Cause he's
You haven't
incessant.
been that way as much
I've
lately.
been pretty happy
Yeah,
lately.
I don't
I've
know
been
what's
taking
going on
those
with you,
walks
yeah.
of life, and it kind
Doesn't
of
that
gets,
help? It refreshes your
Oh,
whole
it
being.
gets my endorphins going, and then everything seems
I
good.
drilled a little 3-mile, breeze earlier this
Oh,
morning
good.
in anticipation, hopefully, of playing some tennis with my son later on tonight.
Nice.
Oh, you bet.
So
You're
I'm
gonna
back to double
gonna
headers.
chance
yeah,
it?
yeah,
You're
yeah.
gonna-
No,
you're
He
I've
did
been
it a
playing.
few weeks ago, and he was
I've been
fine.
playing. I'm back. I'm
Okay.
Yeah,
back.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, we wish you luck with that. So the other thing,
So
that
I can eat while I'm here. That's
That's-
a
Well,
good
that's
thing.
the
Yeah.
thing.
always
Yeah, that's
good.
the thing.
So I wanted to make a little announcement and just say it gives me great pleasure that it's that today with the boat show going on and also Brad going to be serving the award-winning soup. I want to announce that we're happy that we're going to be partnering up again with the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival.
Nice.
Not just for
yeah.
the festival, but for the entire year, because there's ongoing events and going to be new events and some new things that we're going to be creating here in conjunction with the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine
You've been in
Festival.
a lot of clandestine meetings lately at fancy restaurants.
It's fine. They seem to
no.
benefit us, so I'm not going to be mad at it.
It's
It's
one
good,
of those
man. No,
things.
you're really playing a social
I'm
circuit. It's great.
trying-
He's working it, and I appreciate it.
And the festival itself keeps growing, and it's going to be January 8th through the 14th upcoming in 2024, right after the holidays. It makes the perfect holiday gift for the food lover in your family. The grand tasting is going to be on Saturday. I think it's January
Doc Reno
13th.
lookalike, Liubie.
Doc
Doc
Reno,
Reno
there you
lookalike.
go.
Yeah, he does.
January
He does.
13th is the grand tasting down
Nice.
at Las Olas Beachfront Park there. Tickets are on sale now. Go to vlfoodwine.com. But we're going to be doing all kinds of things in the next couple of weeks leading up to the festival, talking to some of the local chefs and some of the incoming talent, the
You love
visiting
this stuff.
chefs.
You
Oh,
love
yeah.
it.
And I think that Jason Smith again, that Lord
Oh,
Hunter,
he was fun. That
we're
guy
going
was
to try
great.
to get him back on the show.
Reno involved in this thing? From
Reno
Heritage?
How did
is going to be
how was Reno
doing.
not involved?
Reno is doing a big dinner. They do a lot of these collaboration dinners, like the one I went to on Monday, but they do it the week of the
Oh,
festival.
that was a good one. Yeah.
Besides the big events like the barbecue battle, the bar battle, all these. There's a new one. Walk and Roll is going to be an Asian theme event. And,
Nice.
they want us to maybe actually do a little broadcast, a little
Let's
live
do it.
stream from there.
I'm ready.
We're ready to
open,
do
yeah.
anything
Stone crabs on the menu?
and everything. Might be
Stone crab egg roll. There you go.
Asian stone crab treatments. Always
But-
interested in that. A little glaze on top.
Mayo,
And-
Mayo would go, oh, there's no stone crab. Well, that's okay.
I'm out. Yeah.
But there's going to be some really good collaboration dinners earlier in the week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Nice.
They tell me Brad is not sure if the even Keel folks are participating, but Paula Da Silva down at Burlock Coast
Yeah,
at the
that's
Ritz
where
Carlton.
They got their start, right?
She's got a collaboration dinner going with our friend Jeremy Ford, who is Michelin-starred restaurants down in Miami, Stubborn Seed. He's been on the show. We're going to try to get him on.
Jerry Ford wouldn't be any bigger if you brought him back from the
Jeremy
grave.
Ford
Yeah,
is
yeah.
huge.
Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford
Yeah,
would
yeah.
stumble down the stairs, but Jeremy Ford will whip up a
No, he's going to
most
kill
delicious
it. It's good.
dish. So looking forward to talking to some of the talented chefs that are going to be taking part and doing a couple of remote shows from some of the restaurants that are also going to be participating in the grand tasting and some of the other events. So again, welcome back aboard. Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. Love it. It's a growing event, and it really spotlights the diversity and the quality of the food in our area. So we're going to get into that soon because Brad's going to show up. with-
Brad'll be
I swear I did not say anything about Stone
Yeah,
Crab.
he's so full of it, man.
I
This-
think it's full of
he-
People
crap.
don't believe him for a
I think
second.
you're full of crap.
You've got to know him. We're only on the show to expose you, not even to help you anymore.
I
mean,
did
it's
not
just
hint.
strictly to expose you.
There's no way.
I don't even,
He was breaking a stone crab, and people's like, "Oh, nice," and you're like, "Oh, who's that for?" And he's like, "You." And we're like, "Of course
Honestly,
it
I was
is."
going to make a joke at the beginning of the show just to throw Mayo off his game when he was starting to go through his stuff and say, hey, you didn't do it, did you, Mike? You didn't snore stone
He beat
crabs
you
here at
to
Even
it.
Keel.
I could show you
I'm
the
assuming
whole.
they have, top of the line stone
Yeah, they
crabs
do a
like
great
a
job.
lot of
I
our
could-
friends do.
I could show you the whole text chain. All I did is I
Mhm.
sent him a reminder. Hey, Brad, we're coming out.
There were a lot of
I
things
hope
that were
that we're gonna see
redacted. There were a
you.
lot of
Did you
redacted
say
things.
congratulations on stone crab season?
I
Like,
didn't.
welcome
leave
to stone
any
crab
kind
season.
of
Yeah.
blatant hints like that. I let him.
By the way, got any fresh ones? Brad?
I let him run the show as far as what he wants to present, what he wants to.
You weren't
highlight.
always like that, though. You used to come in like with very specific
Specific
Oh,
ideas.
yeah,
demands.
100%. Yeah,
I-
for sure.
like-
You've changed over the couple of
He's
years.
open, he's
Yeah,
got-
you're,
Like
you're
you would
evolving
Gulfstream
into a.
with I must have a racing form for Friday and
Well, no,
Saturday.
that's the one good thing you do all week long. Other than
Yeah, it
that,
benefits him.
who needs the show? But those free racing forms go a long way, and then it speaks to me all day Saturday, even if I don't go to the track. It's like you have a racing form. How could you waste it?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
And speaking of Gulfstream, we're going to be out there tomorrow, and
Yeah,
we're also
I
going
love
to
the fact you got like 40 people showing up.
we also are going to be
No, we have
back
like
on
60 people
Sunday, the
showing up.
quarterly Lunchbox Brunch Bash. I'm also going to call it the Let's Eat South Florida unofficial 5th year anniversary
Yeah, it's a party.
celebration. But it looks
Is
like we
Gretchen
got
coming?
a
She
group
should
of
be there.
50. Gretchen just got back from Dallas. I didn't reach out. I
You
should.
should touch base
I
with
should.
her.
I should
You should
touch
touch
base
base
and
with her, yeah.
invite her out. That would be the.
That would be the gentlemanly
the
thing to do.
smart
Yeah,
thing-
yeah.
the
While you're
smart
cashing
thing
in
to
on the
do,
website.
Since we're there and
Not
she
only
leaves us
invite her,
alone,
but
take
actually
care of
pay
her,
for
yes,
her
yes.
if she's allowed to take that as
Since she
the
leaves us very
managing
much
editor.
alone on Let's
Yes.
Eat,
So
which is very positive.
I will
for us.
invite Gretchen and Steve, and also Bonnie's going to come out. I invited out.
Nice.
She'll be there.
What about
along-
Sarnie, man? Sarnie says we always split
Sarnie's
right after the
useless there
show.
because he
So
watches
Sarnie-
his phone and the ATVs.
Sarnie does
doesn't
not
eat
like
anything.
buffets, so he won't be there. But if you want to come, it's not too late.
It's a
No, no.
I
great
have been
buffet. It
sending
really is.
some lists, and we
Great.
have initial tallies, but it looks like we're going to have 9 contest winners with their guests. Looks like we're going to have 3 co-hosts with their guests.
Yep.
And then it looks like we're going to have about another 24 to 28 paying customers coming
Nice.
along, which is great. And you can be one of them. Not too late. Just email me at mikemayoeats@gmail.com with the
Come on out.
number of people in your party and a name that I should put the reservation under. And then you get the all-day brunch buffet for $40, which
And you're
which
sitting there in a
It's a-
beautiful
and no one
spot. I
rushes
mean,
you,
taking
the
in
wet-
the races.
discounted rate. Usually it's $50, which is a tremendous
It's still
value
a
to
good
begin
deal,
with.
yeah.
But to get
And
it
if
for
you're not a horse
$40,
player, they have a casino there. And I used to say about Gulfstream, I like that in the village of Gulfstream because they have the shops there. You can stash a chick there.
Oh yeah,
In
that's
other
what to
words,
do all day.
somebody that's not really interested in watching you lose all your money and feel like a fool,
we're gonna
they can go off and go shopping. Have a
Well,
good
there's
time.
TVs at
Yeah.
every table too, so if you want to watch the games, you can always put on the
Sunday.
games, the local
Jets Giants
games.
is going on. I don't know what time the Dolphin game
The
is.
afternoon. They play the Patriots
But
afternoon.
they've got the TVs. You can
Yep,
watch
yep.
races at Gulfstream Live right in front of you. Beautiful
gracious.
picture window.
coast to
You
coast.
got TVs with other simulcasts and the football games. Going to be a fun time. We're going to be getting out there about noon. We're going to be hanging out till about 3:00, but you can stay until the end of the racing day, about 4:30. And again, you get a free mimosa with it. We've got a whole bunch of families that are coming
I
out.
love Sarnie.
A birthday
Sarnie-
celebration. What does he
Sarnie's
say?
like,
What is
Will
Sarnie?
you have the Dolphins game on a big TV?
No, there's no big TV there. There's a couple
Sarnie,
of
what is
TVs
wrong with
over
you?
the bar.
They usually have the Dolphin game on.
You can have it on
somewhere.
any
Yeah,
TV.
yeah.
You can put
Actually,
it on.
Jim, if you bring some sort of special projector, you could simulcast the game on my belly, and that's like
Yeah,
a
there
big
you go.
screen. So
Andy,
Well-
while he's in the hospital, is like, I'm a scratch. Really, Andy? You're a scratch?
And he's out. But I told Jim Sarnie today that it should be the highlight of his week. You have LIU versus Central Connecticut State tonight on CBS Sports Network. So
is one of the
he
Eagle
will
boys
be he will
calling
be
that game,
he will
or-
be heavily occupied with football that I don't know if you want to call it second tier. We don't like to diminish the accomplishments of these young student athletes, but not exactly in the mainstream. But that would be something Sarnie would be
That's
looking.
Yes.
Hey, you know what? Let's take our first break because I think Chef Brad is going
He
to
should
come
be out
out with
shortly,
some
yep.
of his great creations and maybe a couple
Is this going to
of
turn into like
crustaceans,
a tag team
prawns.
wrestling match to try and wrestle the stone crabs?
Well, if he
away
only
from you?
brings 2 claws,
Now,
sorry,
Luby's-
Luby, you
Luby's
should
out.
have-
I've already learned. I know where I stand.
Youth does not
I've learned
prevail.
where I stand.
No. Hey, let's talk about our friends. Speaking of stone crabs, Delaware Chicken and Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. It is
Yes.
Thursday today. I've lost track.
It's a
all
Delaware
track this
day,
week.
yeah.
It's a
They do a
Delaware
nice job
chicken
there
day.
too. I saw somebody. Was it a Let's Eat post? They showed that they got like 2 large claws, 2 medium claws,
They
or
did
3,
a mix.
and then they had a couple of cock fritters and some
Yeah.
other stuff, and they had a wonderful lunch right there
Yeah.
at Delaware Chicken Farm and
Uh,
Seafood Market.
Well, I
Unbelievable.
think they brought it home because
They might have.
they
Yeah.
don't usually set up the tables
Oh
like
yeah,
they
yeah.
do
Okay,
for
I thought
us.
they had a table outside.
It's more
there,
of a grab and go
Okay.
spot, and I think the woman got
I'd
them
eat that in the car.
fresh
right there.
cracked. Well, that could
Stone
be for
crabs
your.
dining while
You
driving.
could probably eat
Yeah,
that in the car.
that would be a.
If they already
when
crack
you
it,
have the little fork
If it's
and
already
you're
cracked.
coming to the fork on the road,
Defoe's pilot show, Dining While Driving, with a stone crab would be 2 elbows on the wheels with the crab trying to crack it with the little fork. And how do you dip it in the mustard? Do you
Right.
put the
Crack it
mustard
for you.
sauce on the
Put the mustard
dashboard?
on the armrest.
On the dashboard, you go
or in
like
the cup
this.
holder. You put the
shows you
mustard
there are
in the
many
cup
dynamics
holder.
to this show that could be very interesting
This
to
could be
explore.
very, very.
You would have to get like a series of cup holders like that you can sort of different sizes.
You'd also have to get a series of insurance policies, the likes of which
and
I
an
could
apron.
not
You
afford.
would have to wear an apron while you were driving.
Anyway, the place to pick up those stone crabs, if you're going to go grab and go and eating at home, Delaware has the freshest seafood. It's not just the stone crabs. It's the Florida lobster tails that's still in season, freshest fish like the grouper and the snapper and the branzino from the Mediterranean. Whatever
Display
you want.
cases are beautiful there. They really are.
Well, they do a great job of always having
really
it
nice.
fully stocked,
Yeah.
fresh.
Not
fish,
only beautiful
chicken,
display
beef.
cases, but the most efficient staff. So you get
Great.
in there.
Yeah.
Oh, you get in
Maybe
and
you'll
out.
pull a number and they're only up to 92 and you have 99, but you're going to be out of there. They're going to say, boom,
15
boom, boom,
minutes.
go through it.
Less
How
than
come
that,
whenever I
she's like
go to
10.
like Publix, I draw number 67 and they're only on 14,
For,
and there's nobody else there. There's like one other old lady there, and that's it.
But that's what's great about Delaware. Like they literally, I said it the last time. You'll look, it's busy. You'll go, you look
Boom.
back, empty.
they
Busy,
are
empty. They like get you
they
in
are
and out
in the efficiency
efficiently.
business.
It's
And
definitely the place to go for any kind of stuff that you
yeah,
need.
the chicken, the poultry, and again, Thanksgiving is going to be here before we know it. We're going to be in there the week before doing our Thanksgiving Friendsgiving feast that Gene is going to be making for us on the 16th. Thanksgiving coming up on November 23rd already. It's time to give him a call for your holiday bird. Again, fresh killed, never frozen, in from a farm in Florida. Make your order. Go to DelawareChicken.com to get all the details, the phone number. You give them a call. Get some stone crabs while you're at it for the holiday feast. It is a tremendous place. I've been going there for my holiday meals for over 30 years. Delaware is at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood. DelawareChicken.com for the daily specials. I'm sorry, the daily offerings and the weekly specials. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
All right, more fun here. We'll try and get Mayo to get the surfboard out. I'm surprised he didn't tack it onto the roof
How
of the
about
car.
the windsurfing thing?
Oh,
or whatever you
yeah,
call it?
kite surfing.
Kite
man,
surfing.
That would be unbelievable.
Can you imagine me in a wetsuit?
No, I
you want
can't.
to see that?
I don't want to imagine it.
Being
I
of the
can't
Jewish
imagine it.
persuasion, also, I'm not really good at balance.
Which would you rather
sports.
see, me in a wetsuit or me eating Skyline chili with my finger?
That was like
that's a
ridiculous.
close one.
yesterday.
Probably the
that was
Skyline
so
one.
pathetic.
But it's,
You
it's-
weren't supposed
it's
to mention it for
118.
3 months now, and you're right back to it. You think
Fine
Sonny's going to embrace this show any longer?
Just fine me. Give me a fine. What do I have to pay?
No, that was so disgusting yesterday. I mean, it wasn't
I
worthy
really-
of commentary.
The way you enjoy throwing me off, with some of your
Yeah.
non sequiturs, I really enjoy just. I mean, I could see it in your
Gross.
face.
No,
You
it's not
actually
me.
change
I don't
different
feel bad
colors.
for myself. I feel pathetic for the audience out there because,
Couple
it's supposed to
of
be
our-
entertainment, and you're
People
supposed
like
to be the guy that keeps it together, not the clown on
Supposed
the
to be
show.
the keeps her.
A couple of viewers, very wise, not guys, but Judy, Green Eyed Girl's coming out to Gulfstream this week. But
Nice.
they were saying there is no place else, and there's a lot of these, food shows
Everyone
and
does
recipe
food
people
stuff,
and
yeah.
people that go around to schnoring from, these influencers that put together these 20-second TikToks
Yep,
and
yep,
reels.
yep.
But nobody does the stuff that we do.
Well, no, the
They
big bite.
don't.
The big bite's a classic. I embrace that.
Probably
I
a reason
endorse
why.
that. But so many other crap that you do is like beyond disgusting.
We
It
all
really
have to
is.
carve out our niche, and my niche is: can you believe a guy who can be so refined, like going to dinner at the Catherine?
No,
last
I mean
night,
when you use
and-
the flowery language to describe stuff, it's like, wow, this guy has some level of sophistication, even though I don't really relate to it. But then when you do something as grotesque
yeah, it's
as most of the things that you do on the show when it comes to eating, it really refutes any credibility
It's-
that you would have.
it's really a stunning dichotomy that'll shake anybody to the core, and that's kind
Frozen
of partly what I
Skyline,
do.
not even. I mean, frozen,
Well, I defrosted
frozen
it, put it in the
Skyline
microwave.
chili, and then you make your own spaghetti. Why don't I mean just?
All
And
right,
then you
let's
put
take a break.
crackers on spaghetti. That's our food critic, and we'll be back with him, unfortunately, in a moment.
Eating jumbo stone crabs.
4, a Delray Beach favorite since 2010.
Casual waterfront dining right on the Intracoastal and the Avenue. Located at 840 East Atlantic, there's valet parking and dock and dine available. By land and sea, this is the place to be with modern American cuisine, fresh seafood, and a sushi bar. Stay cool in the interior dining room or chill out on the air-conditioned outdoor deck and bar. All your favorites are here, including burgers, tacos, and their great spinach cheese dip. Weekend brunch until 2 p.m. and live music every Saturday and Sunday afternoon. For reservations and more information, go to deck84.com and tell them the Lunchbox sent you. People come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting? Have I got the place for you? Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasto platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi. Fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova, or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. We're back on the
Sonny
Lunchbox.
wants us to do a Halloween show where we're in costumes.
I was just about to say this, that last
Okay.
night he sent, or this morning, I forget, he sent me a text, two things.
This is
Or-
Jim Sarney,
Jim Sarney.
distinguished sports
But
writer
again,
from the
Halloween's
Sun
next
Sentinel.
week.
You
so
call
we
him
could.
producer emeritus. I call him our mascot.
I call him pain
and
in
you
my
just
ass.
call him a wacky dude who, like,
Dear friend who's also a pain in my
he,
ass.
we love
We
Sarney.
love the guy.
He's
I
very
enjoy him.
thoughtful.
Yeah.
He's very
I think he's a
considerate.
great
Sweetheart.
man.
But
Yeah.
he started asking questions. So for Halloween, are you guys going to wear costumes? I was like,
I
no.
can.
We
No,
are
we're
wearing
not.
People
costumes.
want me
What are
in
you
a
talking
costume?
about? We're all wearing
People
I'm
costumes.
want me in
going
a
to do,
costume?
like, my outfit every single year is grumpy old Jewish guy. And
You
that's
go as
me.
yourself. Yeah.
That's me.
Very nice.
No, and then he's like saying you should do a theme show. And this got me thinking, Defo.
That's coming up like Tuesday, right?
It
Yeah,
is
yeah,
Tuesday.
it's Tuesday, yeah.
I got my bags of candy to hand out
nice.
to the
I
kids.
was gonna go
I
tomorrow.
only opened one of them so far because
Well, the thing is, they've had sales for 2 weeks, but I'm like, one, could they go bad? And two,
no,
who
they don't
wants
feel
candy
bad.
sitting around their house? Like, that's not a
Well,
great
you put it up
thing.
in some
And
out
hide
of
it.
the way cabinet and hope there's no,
And then you forget
rodents
you
or
have it
other
and you go buy new
things.
candy. That's my
But,
problem. Like,
I put mine away and I save them for the kids. It's all about the kids.
there you
But
go.
this got me thinking because the
You
other
don't
week.
answer the door on Halloween, do you?
Oh, absolutely. No, I love it. My neighborhood, we get a
Defo
lot of
turns it
trick or
dark and he
treaters.
just watches TV.
No
in the
kids
dark.
come by my place. None. Zero. All,
When
for
we
the
were in
last 20 years.
Delaware, we were talking about how Thanksgiving is our favorite holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where does Halloween rank in the pantheon of holidays? Do you guys
When
like
I,
it?
I used to
hate
like
it?
it when I was a kid.
When I was in
Brooklyn.
college,
Yeah.
it was my favorite holiday
Yeah.
Why?
because it was the one holiday of the year where women just let it fly. And it was, I guess now it's socially, women dress very risky all the time, but when I was in college, it still was a little bit more of a conservative time, I guess. And everything had sexy or hot or dirty in the title of their costume. So as a heterosexual male, it was a very fun time for me to go. And everyone
a lot
partied.
of parties,
Every party, they were half naked and
a lot of drinking.
very loose and a lot of fun, a lot of good times. So it was second behind Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving, as a college student, I got the greatest home cooked meal ever, which I didn't get it in college all the time. So these days, I don't know. I don't know when you're an adult. Where does Halloween fit in?
Very
When you're an adult?
ambivalent to negative on Halloween these days.
Yeah,
you
man.
know why?
Good Halloween party's cool.
Yeah, if you know people who throw parties, I guess. but
Okay,
I've
the
been to a Halloween party in
pressure
years.
of the whole costume thing.
costume.
Like sometimes I just buy a mask and just throw on a mask, but that's lazy.
That's so.
It's so
That's
Always
like
attract degenerate. You don't need anything for that.
and some people get very creative. I've seen people kind of
Oh,
play
it's so
off of
elaborate costume.
political themes and all kinds of things. I mean, if I guess you really throw yourself into the spirit of Halloween and get the costume going and have fun and go to parties, but I just find it more pressure packed now, and the candy is also gotten really
It's expensive as hell.
If
I
you don't-
saw something on like Good Morning America that the average family is spending like $36
I spent
on
40.
candy.
Wow, you spent
I
40?
went to
I was going to spend
my-
20 and thought that was
I-
enough. That's going to be fun.
Publix had their BOGOs last week, but if you go to
No, I'm not
Publix,
going
you
to Publix
can't
to
get
get
enough.
candy.
My neighborhood gets a good
See, I
strong
buy
showing.
mine the day after Halloween
That's my parents.
for the next
See,
year.
you're in a townhouse that's
Yeah.
tucked away. That's
No,
on the
no
third
one's
floor.
coming
You
by
don't
my door.
have
Yeah,
trick or
no.
See,
treaters.
that's the thing. The house we have now is literally like Ken makes fun of it, the professor, because his mom loves these neighborhoods, and it's literally like the '60s in my neighborhood. Like people riding.
Oh no, we have.
People ride their kids to school because the school's around the corner, and everyone. They not only decorate for Christmas, they decorate for Halloween. Like every other house is decorated for Halloween in my neighborhood. So like we have to go big. So I'm like freaking out about how much candy to buy. And if you spend 40, what the hell do I have to spend on Halloween candy?
Again, I didn't go to Publix. I had to go to my wholesale store because I got some coupons
Oh, that's
there, and I
smart.
got like the big bag, like
Yeah.
250 pieces of the Skittles.
I heard you were
and-
giving out fish dip from Delaware
No.
Seafood Market.
Not-
No?
Skittles
Little
and what's the
Doppel.
other one? Not Charleston Chew. The Starburst.
Oh, those are the
Oh.
worst.
So
You
the-
can't give out that.
And then I got another big bag
gotta
of
be
the
chocolate.
big chocolates
Yeah.
with the
What about the
Twix
candy corn?
bars.
You still doing that?
Candy?
I hate when people do
The candy corn when it would all stick
No,
together
candy
when they
corn
threw it in the
delicious.
bag loose.
You got to get
When they throw
individually
they can't
wrapped
throw anything
pieces
loose. You can't throw anything.
because the times that we live in, nobody trusts
Oh,
anybody.
I
You have
would
to have
No.
individually wrapped, untainted product. And again, so I've got a total
So
of
then I got
about
to go to Costco, is what you're saying. Like going to
think
like
I got
Walmart and getting candy is not gonna be good enough.
225 of the chocolate bag and 250 of the
Oh, Jesus.
Starburst and the Skittles. So I got about 500 little pieces of candy.
Well, we know where most of that is going.
And no, I'm not. eating
We
it.
know where it's
But
going. Michael.
my neighborhood in Dania Beach, it's all single family homes,
Oh,
and you
okay.
get
All
all
right.
these
Yeah, kids.
families
All right.
riding around, and then you got some,
It's
some.
nice when 10 little kids are being guided,
Oh, no,
by
it's cool.
chaperoned by a couple of parents, and they all stop and are very polite. It's kind of encouraging.
Andy said his two favorite holidays are Halloween and Yom Kippur.
And he's on medication.
Yeah, he's in the hospital, so that explains it.
Yeah, Halloween has dropped way down in my
I was
book.
never like a monster horror movie guy, so.
And
Oh
I
no,
don't like
I
horror
can't
flicks either.
stand
I'm
horror
soft,
flicks.
yeah.
It does nothing for me. And
But I
They-
dug
they
Halloween
freak
as a
me
kid because it was very exciting where I lived in Brooklyn. Tons of apartments naturally. So you have this complex with like maybe a dozen apartment buildings that are all like 12, 15 stories high,
Tons of kids. Yeah.
multiple apartments, and you used to be able to go around and get all kinds of great stuff.
Oh no, it was great.
The
as a
candy
kid.
apple was the number one desirable thing if somebody was giving
So
out candy
funny.
apples that they made
That used to be a
themselves.
move, yeah.
And then the popcorn ball was another big one back when I was a kid,
See,
like the giant popcorn ball.
It was always a very popular holiday in my house growing up because my dad and grandfather were both dentists and they were in practice together. So they would be just like
What
passing
about the
out
candy
those candy
bananas?
apples.
Remember? Yeah, those were
Just
great.
like, come on, kids, keep chewing.
Yeah.
Just pull out all the
I think a
those
dentist
cavities.
devised Halloween.
It could be
Oh, 100%. His father was
diabolical plot.
highly
Yeah.
involved in that. Yeah.
So you mentioned candy. What is now your favorite Halloween candy? Like if you're gonna be, if let's say pretend that you were,
My favorite
10 years
candy
old and going around, what would be the biggest score? What kind of
Snickers
candy
has
bar?
always been my favorite candy bar. Now the move is because they've gotten real chintz. They have the really little ones.
Yeah.
Then the next little one. Back in the day, they used to give you like a whole freaking candy bar, and that was like the move. Like if
That
you went to
was
the
it,
house,
yeah.
they gave you the whole candy bar. But now I don't know. It might
That's
look,
when you go to the rich neighborhoods like
And I-
Rio Vista and other places.
Well, my
Victoria
neighborhood's one of
Park,
those nice
they
neighborhoods.
give out those
I'm
big.
sort of nervous about what people are giving in my
A
neighborhood.
whole
Like, they're
Hershey bar
freaking
was a
me
real
out.
score.
Like,
Yeah.
They freaked out because they're going to look at your little
yeah, I
little
think we're
nub and
chintz. We're
say,
gonna be chintz.
"No, we
because
don't want it." Throw
Remember
it
the
back.
Chunky? Do they still make Chunkies? That was
Chunky
always a
exists.
highlight when you got the
Chunky
Chunky.
is a hard to find
I still
thing,
really
but
eat
Yeah.
Chunky.
I never saw it on
I was
What
a
Halloween.
a
Snickers.
chunk of chocolate, man. That was the
I was
signature
a
on the ad.
I would say my number one score was Twix bars.
Twix are great.
I love a frozen Twix.
How about Reese's Peanut Butter Cups? We have
That's
some of
top
those
four.
just in
Those are
case
my
somebody
top
stops
four.
by accident.
Nice.
And we happen to,
And a nice Kit Kat. I always like a
be
nice
leaving
Kit
the
Kat.
house at the time.
Something to be said for
Oh,
M&Ms.
look out, Mayo.
M&Ms
My wife's
too. Here we
favorite
go.
candy is
Look
M&Ms.
out, Mayo.
We were.
Look out,
There
Mayo.
we go. We've got Brad in his home.
Oh, my
We've
God.
got
Look
some
at
of
this.
the beautiful soup.
Wow.
Oh, he's gonna pour it in the thermos. This is the part I love it. Yeah, this is it.
It's my favorite thing.
Got
Oh, there
Brad,
you go.
chef, proprietor Brad.
Oh.
He
look
brought
at that.
3
He
claws.
brought 3. I
Oh.
said we would only
Brought
do
3.
2 and arm wrestle for it. That's Brad is here. He is pouring out his award-winning.
Yes, it is award winning.
It's the
not
pumpkin
forget
curry crab bisque or whatever we call it. Lobster.
Oh,
Let's give this
lobster.
man the head.
Spiny
Ah.
lobster. Coconut curry. Is there pumpkin in it or is
Pumpkin.
Yeah.
It's Seminole pumpkin. I
There
put a
we go.
little
I'm gonna
butternut
pass it
squash.
out. Pass this
Very
out
good,
here.
sir. Thank
Here,
you.
Liubie, this
And we're
is for
gonna
you.
have to.
Oh, look at this.
I wish we could. If I show it to the cameras, then
Here.
it's going to spill
Thank you,
everywhere.
sir.
But what I'm going to do is take a little picture and post it on the Instagram. And we welcome back to the show. It's been a while, Mr. Brad Phillips.
Yeah, thanks,
How are
thanks
you?
for having me. Great.
Yeah.
Great.
It's the season.
It is the season.
Boat show is here. Stone
is.
crab season is
Stone
here.
crab season.
Can
You-
you,
you
tell
won't find
Defo
this
that I
anywhere
did
else. It was
not
great.
No.
that I did not cajole you into or guilt you into saying hey, do
Every
you have
time,
any-
every time I know I'm going to be here with you guys, I'm pre-planning and thinking about what do
It's
I
easy
want
to read his mind.
Yeah. What do I want? What do I want to show off to you guys and then to your crowd as well, your audience.
Beautiful.
Well, let's start with this beautiful soup.
Yeah, this is
Again,
great.
it's the coconut curry pumpkin with the spiny lobster with the
The
Florida
spiny lobster with the pumpkin, a little bit of curry, lots of ginger, lots of fresh ginger. So we ended up doing this soup for Fort Lauderdale Food and Wine last year,
Mhm.
and I don't know, I'm sure you remember.
I
but
remember.
We woke up that morning and
It was
like
47
47 degrees outside, and I had been thinking about when we do events for over 1,000 people, like 1,000 people plus, soup for us is great because we can always get the cups already pre-made. And we put a
Sure.
little garnish in there, and then we're pouring, in the summer, maybe a chilled soup or something like that, or ceviche. I don't know. But it was kind of out of nowhere that it ended up being that cold that morning.
It
And
was
we had
fate
planned on
would
doing
have
this.
it.
As fate would have it, we've got 10 gallons of boiling hot soup. And so I think it blew people away that it was, something warm, soothing.
You had the foresight
I know,
to look at the 5-day forecast.
But on
and
top
say,
of that, we had our farmers bring us these beautiful pumpkins, and because these are Seminole pumpkins, these are Florida grown.
did not know that.
Yeah, they're called Seminole pumpkins or Calabaza pumpkin. These
Calabasas,
are
right.
locally grown pumpkin. So not only did we have something soothing and warm, but it ended up being absolutely delicious. And,
Tremendous.
You got little peppers in here, a little
little roasted red pepper and some
What do
baby
you think of
carrots.
this?
You know what? I'm always amazed with Brad, and it could be just something as simple as what looks to be like a garnish that he puts on the plate,
Yeah.
and it's just a taste sensation. This is phenomenal. I'm
Now-
a big fan of curry,
Are you?
Yeah.
Because
and
a lot of people are not, and some people say I don't like curry, and
Yeah.
I just say shut up and just taste this.
Right. All
because,
you gotta do is try
Like
it.
if you didn't
Big fan.
if you don't tell them what it is and just have them taste it first, and they'll say, "Wow, is this delicious?"
Having that conversation with somebody, we were talking about, I think it was octopus or something like that,
Yeah.
where it was, and then you talk about all the organs, where there's like sweetbreads
I
or
had some
like
sweetbreads
or
last
tripe
week.
or something like that.
It was great.
Where it's like, if you didn't know what it was, if it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, who cares what it is or where it came from?
I tried to put
you
one
know?
past my daughter last night. We were at the Catherine in Fort Lauderdale,
Okay.
and they have this morcilla rice now. He
Right.
does like a beautiful, with some truffles and an egg. And the rice that you crunch, he's got crunchies, but the morcilla, is the blood
Sure,
sausage.
right.
My daughter was like, "What's morcilla?" I was like,
Don't worry about it.
It's just like a
Yeah,
sausage.
tastes like chicken. Yeah.
It's like-
She whips out her phone and Googles it,
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
goes, "I'm not having that."
Right.
So we ended up getting the flank or the iron cast iron,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
iron
yeah.
steak.
The flat iron
Tell
steak.
her no more cell phones at the table.
Yeah, right,
When you're
right, right.
dining
Yeah,
out.
But I've
exactly.
had that dish. But again, yeah, like as a chef and as a foodie, I mean, I love to just like, don't ask what it is, just
Right.
try it.
If
and
it's good, it's good.
Yeah,
Who cares
And
where it came from?
this stuff is good. I mean, there's some people who don't really know curry; they
Right.
just think of Indian food or whatever. But this is, kind of a classic Caribbean flavor.
It is. It's got a classic Caribbean flavor, and as you know, we've got a background. A bunch of our friends are of Indian descent. So, so we've got friends that we've been eating curry for a long
Now,
time. but-
Defo likes to denigrate the Florida lobster and the lobster tail.
No, you
I-
know what? I mean, allow for a little evolution of thought process here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never said it was terrible. I said I preferred Maine lobster to the Florida lobster, but the Florida lobster can be done in ways
These
I-
little
which makes it very not only practical but very tasty.
these nice chunks of Florida lobster tail in here. It's sweet and it just livens up the whole.
it livens up
dish.
the whole thing. I agree, Defo. In a way, I would prefer if you were to sit down and say,
If I was
give me
going to order a
whole
lobster,
give me a
Yeah.
boiled
Right.
steamed lobster.
Right.
You'd probably want the Maine lobster. They're scientifically sweeter than a
Just
Florida lobster. I mean, that's just how
different,
good. It's a different flavor,
they have
different
the
flavor, different
claws.
texture, right?
Yeah.
But if you do a Florida lobster right, and again, these were caught. These guys are free diving out here. These were in the water yesterday,
Right.
swimming. So you
It
know how
tastes
we
the
are when it
difference.
comes to dealing with trying to get as local as we possibly can, and trying to support our artisanal.
Doesn't get any
fishermen
more
and
local
farmers.
than the guy came in off the
Right,
pier with
literally
flippers on.
holding him in his hand, and the tails are kicking. Hey, we'll take $6.
Okay,
please.
give me
You know
a few
what I
of
mean?
those. Yeah.
So that's how we do it. So
So let's talk a little bit about boat show week. I mean, is
Boat
that a
show.
big week for you? You get
well,
people
we still got the construction going on here. So I think we
What
started,
month of 2024 is this going to
Yeah,
end?
exactly. It was last week. It was the
Oh.
week before that. It was the week
Right.
before that. The week before that. And now they say next week.
And
Are
again,
the workers all out to lunch today?
Yeah, they're either out to lunch or they're usually over here. When I walk in the afternoon, they're already having a beer at 3 in the afternoon. So I don't really know who the supervisor of that is. I'd like to take over personally, but no, it's coming along. It's going to be fantastic when it's done.
once it's
And
done, it's going to hopefully be worth the little short-term pain
I
with the
agree.
long-time gain. But you got these challenges here now. But you, being the visionary, you and Dave, are expanding your horizons.
We are.
I kind of made the announcement last month when you gave me the go-ahead, but
Yeah.
it's official, right?
It is
You
official.
are bringing a second
All right.
even keel to Fort Lauderdale.
Even
right?
Keel Las Olas is what it's what it's going to be called. Yeah, we're extremely excited. We're extremely nervous, but we're in the we're painting, we're updating, we're cleaning, updating some of the equipment that's already in there, some of the furniture and stuff like that. It'd be nice by Thanksgiving if we're ready to go.
All right.
You only get one chance to make a first impression.
So
So
you
we're
make
gonna
it right.
make it right. We're gonna do it right, which is what we did for this place, and things turned out fantastic here. So
Tell us what's first of all the address and what is are there going to be any new wrinkles, or are you just going to replicate what
we're gonna start off
Some of
with-
the best fries in town, by the way.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, these is the first thing I do in the morning. You
That's
gotta-
a meal into and unto
You got to
itself.
blanch, and then fry to order.
I like it.
But to start off with, honestly, Mike, we're going to probably replicate what we're doing here. The setup is going to be a little bit different. We're probably going to have the bars a little bit smaller there, but there's a little bit more outside dining. So there's going to be a few twists and turns on the road to victory over there.
but
But
it's at the 1300 block. Oh, I missed it.
it's
What's that?
11. It's 1111. Yeah, 1111.
Where's that in
East Los
relation
Feliz.
to?
It's across
from
from Louis
Casa-
Bossi.
and Casa Sunset.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right next to where Luigi's is. And-
Luigi's
and-
Tuscan Italian.
Yeah,
grill.
right. There's a little
You're-
bridge and there's a little waterway. So
Right.
we're waterfront now,
Right on the canal.
Oh,
right on the
nice.
canal. And
we
yeah,
wish you nothing but success. It's going to
Thank you,
crush
man.
it down
I
there.
think so too.
Because, look, Las Olas has the diversity down there is getting better. It used to be nothing but Italian and
Right, right,
steakhouses.
right.
Now you're finally seeing, there's an Indian restaurant down there. There's some Latino cuisine.
Right.
But in terms of the seafood, you have some high end places
Yeah.
where you got to get gussied up. They have white
Right,
linen
right, right.
tablecloths.
Right.
You're still going to keep that kind of casual vibe, but with
Casual
elevated.
vibe with our elevated food. So the same presentation that we offer here. You could pull up in your Rolls Royce and get a mega tower and a bottle of Vouv if you wanted to, or you could come off the beach and have a lobster roll and a beer with your kids.
You're going to have
the
the frozen drink. So
We're gonna have a frozen drink machine over there.
Happy hour.
Happy hour, and our price point is gonna probably stay somewhat close to what we have here. So
Right.
you know how expensive you can't get a beer for under $10 over there, but
yeah.
for us, our happy hour is going to be kind of our highlight, probably. And
Are you going to do Muscle Monday and the $2
they were going to
oysters?
do Muscle Monday, $2 oysters, probably Wing It Wednesday. We're probably going to bring over there. We're going to maybe separate lunch, so we're going to have a really nice lunch crowd, a lunch menu probably set up just for everybody that works in the offices, and because there's a lot more office, daytime lunch opportunity there than maybe there is.
And what
over
about
here.
weekend brunch with bottomless?
Right,
there too?
bottomless
Yeah,
Saturday and
that's
Sunday.
Very popular
Yeah.
down on Las Olas.
We're hoping a brunch is we're gonna be promoting brunch pretty heavily there.
And meanwhile, this place is not going anywhere.
No.
You're not going to be neglecting this. It's
Not at all.
it's
As
a-
you can see,
well,
Dave, you guys can't see, but Dave is strictly focusing on the new restaurant, and I'm here every single day.
Wow.
So this place is in good hands.
can't go wrong with
Yeah.
either one of these veteran seafood slingers.
Is it even keel too, or
Even Keel Las Olas.
Oh, Las Olas,
That's
okay.
what we're
Very
just going to
nice.
call it Even Keel Las
even
Olas.
that's
yeah.
good. I like that.
Yeah,
Now-
this is Even Keel LBTS,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Sort of, or
LBTS.
Even Keel Fish Shack, but yeah.
Nice.
So we got the nice dilly oli and our homemade honey mustard. too.
So wow, you got the two kinds
Wow,
of
look
sauce.
at
for
that.
the
Yeah,
stone
yeah,
crab. Defo, should I?
I'm in,
bring
man,
you
yeah.
and
Get
a
in
little
there, Defo.
grab here,
I'm
and
not passing this up,
we're
that's for sure.
almost running
See,
out
what's
of
good is
time.
when you can schnorr in on top of a schnorrer.
Yes.
In other words, you know that he's going to make this request, but we don't mind at all that he did it.
Right, exactly.
I didn't make the request.
I literally walked in saying this is what we're going to do for you.
because
Wow.
obviously Brad is a great hospitality veteran.
It's in my
He's eager to
it's in my
please,
blood,
and
yeah.
he knows that hey, stone crab season.
It's
We
the
got to
season.
celebrate.
And I haven't seen you guys in a minute,
It
so I
has
wanted
been
to
a
do
long
something
time.
nice. I know
You've been traveling. Everything's good.
everything's good. Family's been good, but yeah, it's been nonstop, back and
That's
forth between
awesome.
Las Olas and here and all that kind of stuff.
Before I do the stone crab, and we do have to take one more break, but before we go on this break, I am going to horrify you with my single one bite Mike Mayo monster bite.
Oh, yeah,
There
you're
you
going to
go.
do it?
You've cut the.
So this is I
beautiful
cut it into
mahi
four.
sandwich.
So this is again local. We deal with as much local as we possibly can. Was in the water a couple days ago, but we're supporting our local fishermen with the mahi too. A little bit of salsa verde, some pickled cabbage, and a nice lemon mustard aioli.
Oh, sweet.
I'm going to
Yeah.
slam this down in one bite.
There you go,
A
Mike.
quarter
It's
sandwich.
going to be messy, man. I'm
which is,
telling you.
oh no, you haven't seen me. I'm like
Here we go, people.
the
Here we
Linda
go, people.
Lovelace
You might
of
wanna have a
eating.
bit
more.
And
Who's
we're
waiting?
going
We're
to
gonna
go
have to do it
out
for
to
this.
our next commercial break as I
Have your attorney on hold.
this beautiful
Yeah.
mahi sandwich.
Yes.
Come out to Even Keel. Soon you're going to have two options. And this is great because a lot of people don't like to travel out far from wherever their home is. And it gives, options. If you're not out on the beach, and
Right.
you're further inland,
Right.
kind of easier to get to from anywhere inland.
It's
on the
going to be
Las
great
Olas.
for us because for our second location, we were scared. Not scared. We were nervous. We didn't want to have it too far away. Hey, we need support there. We need support here. So our staff is going to love it. They're going to be able to share work opportunities at both locations. And yeah, we're only
something for everyone.
That's it.
At the most convenient spot for you.
What
That's it.
a delightful way, though, to get the afternoon going in terms of food consumption here. I mean, this
my
is
pleasure. Happy
all fantastic.
Happy
Yeah.
Thursday.
You're
really
the best, man.
My pleasure, guys. Love
Brad,
you
a
guys.
pleasure,
Love you
man.
guys.
Don't-
Yeah,
don't-
yeah.
Two
don't leave
places
it.
now.
My
Two
pleasure,
places. Even Keel Las Olas, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable, Brad. Great job by this kid. Unbelievable. All right, we're going to come back with more. You got something you got to talk about here, Mayo, with a mouthful of food, or what are you going to do?
It's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me. I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices, served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent. It's Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Do you like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style, a pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, Even Keel Fish Shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you.
Oh, we didn't get our bells. I want to eat my bell. We got to go a little
Oh, yeah, we
overtime.
got to do the freaking bells. You know?
Oh, well, let's
Let
see.
me go try and grab it. I can go try
Yeah,
and
you
grab
know
it.
what? I'll do a little live spot here
Just
for our
get
friends.
Tropical Acres, you haven't talked about
Tropical
them.
Acres.
You talked about Burt Rappaport
Thanksgiving
yet
coming up is, obviously you know about Tropical Acres. It's a place we love
Definitely.
because the Studiali family, they are masters of hospitality. They've been in business for over 70 years, and they are open Thanksgiving from 1 to 8 o'clock. And I don't know about you, Defo. Are you going to be chancing your luck with a Thanksgiving? Well, you don't cook anymore, so it's not going to end up in the canal.
No,
You go to the family.
Yeah. I mean,
but
the
for-
lovely Susan Chaka takes care of us
Yeah.
every time.
For those who don't have families or friends that are cooking, take the easy way, and that's going right over to 2500 Griffin Road, Tropical Acres. Give them a call, 954-989-2500, 954-989-2500. Get yourselves a reservation for Thanksgiving Day. Slots are filling up fast, but you can still get in there at a reasonable hour for a traditional Thanksgiving turkey dinner, or they'll have their full regular menu too with the prime rib and the filet mignon and some of the other seafood options. Twin Lobster specials won't be there. That's going to be going away in a couple of weeks. $39 for the Maine lobsters, and you get 2 of them, pound and a quarter with a salad and a side dish, $39. Don't forget your loyalty reward club card. Every 12 entrees that you purchase, get the 13th one on the house. I've got a couple of them loaded up and ready to go for the holiday season because I am going to be obviously spending lots of money on my daughter's gifts. She's turning 18 next month.
Oh, there's your thing.
That's hard. There we go. All right. Well, I was stretching a little bit, and we are going a little bit of overtime today.
I'm going to have to bail, though. I got to get to the pocket meter. Yeah.
You don't want to take a bell to go.
Oh, yeah.
These bells are a
Mustang might like
it was a New York thing, and again, it's chocolate ganache covered, whipped cream on top. I don't remember any non-Perriells that they have these rainbow colored non-Perriells on
They
top.
were, doctoring it up.
But this is from Schleumy's Bakery.
I love that. So Larry, your friend Larry,
He
went in and asked him to just create this for him.
Well, what he did was he was asking, has anybody seen these lately? And I remember it from my youth in Brooklyn at some bakeries, local bakeries, Leon's Bakery on Knapp Street. There was a place called Tina's Cake Fair. There was a place called Poppy's Bakery near me in my house in Mill Basin. And they all had these things.
Okay, weren't they more round?
They were a little
Why
bit.
am I envisioning something bigger and
They were
round?
a little bit bigger. I remember them as being bigger and more whipped cream. This is kind of like half chocolate cake. And I also remember some of them would have like a pound cake, a yellow cake at the bottom, not chocolate cake. But I'm going to go in on this and
go for it.
All right, eat the whole thing in one bite.
No.
Well, Devo can get out of here, and I
Yeah,
can
I
do
got to
the
get
wrap
going.
up.
You guys eat, man.
Very
All right.
fudgy. I'm going to say this reminds me not so much of the bells of my youth, but more like a Hostess cupcake.
I was going to say it looks like something you'd get. And again, a Little Debbie, none of those things are bad. People, when you talk about stuff like that, people think that you're
Very
mocking it.
Very thick,
I
fudgy
enjoyed
cake.
those things, like Little Debbie's and Hostess and all that stuff.
This
It
reminds me of a
that.
Hostess cupcake, except with the not having the cream in the center. It has
Okay,
the
is that
cream
whipped
up
cream
top.
or is that? I
Well,
don't think
somebody
that's
was saying
whipped
it's
cream.
supposed to be buttercream.
I think that's buttercream. That's buttercream. That's not whipped cream. Which
And,
you
you
probably
know,
like more. I'd
I
rather
remember
whipped
it as
cream.
either one. All right, Defoe's cutting out. He's had enough of my
Well, no, his
nonsense.
meter is freaking running out.
Well,
so.
maybe if the guy downloads an app and loads it up to go with the parameters of the show, my meter doesn't run out till 2:40.
I just overpay because I know I don't mind staying a little
I don't
extra
mind
and even
staying
kill.
here and eat
They treat us
stone
very well
crabs,
here, so
having some drinks, having that great coconut soup, and capping it all off with a little sugar rush.
Larry, thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Larry Marks.
Thank you so much. This is a
Thanks,
really
Brad.
cool treat.
Thanks, Dave.
And you brought enough,
Good
we got
luck
to
to
share
the-
with Brad, Dave, and their great staff
Yeah.
here too. Which is cool.
So for everyone here, we'll see everybody out at Gulfstream
Yes,
tomorrow. Again, if you want to
tomorrow
come in on Sunday, the brunch bash, just email me, mikemayoeats@gmail.com with the number of your party and your name, and we'll make it happen. We'll see everybody out at Gulfstream on Sunday. And if you want, come on out to Gulfstream tomorrow, too.
Yeah,
'cause
it'll
we'll
be a
be there
blast.
as well. Until then, it's Mike Mayo saying, enjoy every chocolate bell.
Enjoy every sandwich.
Ding, ding, ding. And enjoy every